Welcome to Hemp Sisters Nation, where you don't need a reservation. I said, Mama, hello, stand with open arms. Here to warn you with a one more time. Yeah, one more time, baby. Welcome to the nation. I said, welcome to the nation.
Welcome to another episode of the Hempy Hour. I'm one of your hosts, Sheena, Mama Epps, with my girl,
Lolo Carter.
And together we are the Hemp Sisters from the Hemp Sisters Nation. We've been on a little hiatus again for a while, guys. Had some shit happens. Life, just keeps on happening. So we're here for the ride, but it's been a few weeks. So we're back. We're excited to be here. Happy New Year. Happy New Year. You know what?
Cheers.
Cheers to Happy New Year's and
Cheers
vodka
to
and to you and your whole world. Delicious.
I like the hiatus situation because it's a good, clear sign that we're not overwhelming ourselves.
Yes, and that's something that we preach.
We preach it,
and we're doing that ourselves. Like it's okay to take time and to not have such a scheduled, regimented everything. And that's been a huge learning curve for me. I mean,
I've been pretty reckless and not schedule like for my entire life. So
and reckless to me would be like staying up 5 minutes past the alarm. Like, whew, slow down, rebel. Like I was so scheduled. So I like it though. I dig it. And along with my hair, I'm digging it, guys. I can't even stop.
Like a whole new you.
My Lolo cut my hair yesterday, and I am feeling myself.
I'm good. You're looking good.
Thank you. So are you.
Good.
How are you doing?
Good.
We haven't talked about your journey.
No, we missed the update because of our hiatus.
Yeah.
But where were we at? It was just under 4 inches last month lost.
Yes.
Like 3 and something.
Yes. And more poundages.
And more poundages. And I am, let's see, August 25th was my surgery. And we are in January, 15th?
Yeah, we're creeping in.
About almost 5 months. And I am about 10 pounds away from 100-pound weight loss.
100 pounds, guys.
It's crazy.
So cool. It's so cool. And I'm so proud of you.
Thank
I know
you.
I keep saying this, but I'm going to drown you in
I'm
it.
proud of me too.
That even more important, guys. I don't know if she's ever said that and meant it.
You heard it here first, live,
live on the Happy Hour. Pride.
Yeah, pride. 101.
It's a whole new thing sometimes.
I mean, you can't tell right now, but I'm like sitting on my legs crossed, like the full ladylike way.
100 less pounds.
I mean, just everything is loose as a goose.
Feeling good. And we're feeling good about it. We're feeling good.
I am though, but because of that, I also, I was diagnosed with a heart thing last year, and they put me on all this medication that I didn't really want to be on.
Right.
And then I had a Hail Mary visit about a week ago, and the new cardiologist was like, "Yes, you have this condition, but we're gonna throw that pill out. We're gonna throw that pill out. You're getting off all this fucking medicine."
Yes.
Which is like so good,
Well, they led you to believe that was going to be your life forever. This is it. You got this thing and you got to take all these pills and, if you won't let us drill something into your heart, we're going to find a different way.
Remember? He was the eye rolling at me because I wasn't doing it.
He wanted her to have something surgically implanted in her just in case. And she was like, whoa, I don't,
well,
that's the kind of shit I just in case.
Pressure.
Okay. Just in case is like an extra case of water at the house in case the lights go out.
I barely do that.
Let's not get crazy with the implants of the heart.
It was a lot because I just knew I had very set parameters of when I would even consider something like that. And we were just not hitting those notes.
No.
So it was really very cool to see this doctor, and having more of a practical way. So he's a functional cardiologist. And I just learned the difference is that they while they do include medicine treatments, they're functional doctors, so that's not their first road.
And that's our jam. Functional integrated medicine. We want to look outside the box and see what else is there.
I mean, he just 100% tore away everything the first doctor did. He even pulled up my MRI and showed me how my heart was beating, and
and to your end, you already thought all of that. All he did was justify every
Like verbatim.
single thing you thought.
No, definitely.
And you were
Verbatim.
struggling with this because you have this again, guys, we talked about this a million times. These doctors, they're in front of you with their white coats and their degrees, and they're letting you think they know what's best for your body. And sometimes they do. Sometimes they, we're not saying that. But there's times when you have to take a step back, take all of the information in and decide what's best for you, because it's not going to be the same as the doctor all the time.
Yeah, luckily I've had practice with doctors like rolling eyes and stuff, because again, like you just, at some point you find yourself in this like ego match where, you know, you're just really wanting questions that you think are relevant, but sometimes the professional be like, that's really not relevant, you know, but you have to like let a person's mind go through these phases of things to get, you know, how they figure, how they problem solve. I problem solve very specific way.
Right.
You know, it has a lot of questions and variables so that I can, you know, see the picture and build it out.
You need the information.
I'm an information whore.
She can't get enough, guys. So give it to her. Ooh, where are we?
Oh,
cheers. Happy New Year.
New Year.
We're back.
New year, new me.
All right, so we talked about today what we wanted to do. Maybe shoot a few questions at each other.
Shoot the shit.
Shoot the shit. That's our favorite thing to do. We don't get to do it enough, so we're gonna do it with you.
So we do it on live with you.
You're welcome. Okay, so what's our first? I drew up a couple of these bad boys. I'm gonna ask you first.
Oh, okay.
Ooh,
Let's just wait. Let's really break this up. Throw out your whole thing.
We'll go back and forth. All right, so my Lolo, what is a highlight of your 2022? We're gonna do a two-parter. So first on a personal level and then on a professional level. So highlights of each.
I gotta be honest, when I was reading this over and thinking about this, everything is like coinciding together. Let me explain.
Please do.
My highlight of 2022, there's just so many things that I've like started to endeavor on personally and professionally. But I think the common denominator there, like personally and professionally, the biggest highlight I have is just me first. So it just trickles, you know what I mean? So it doesn't, you know, personally, I just keep thinking about what are my needs. I'm getting so much better of just that natural response to people please. Like if I genuinely don't feel like I want to do something, I'm not doing it.
Yes.
I'm not like pushing myself. And
how does that feel?
Well, at the beginning, it kind of feels like I feel guilty because it's not really who I am. But like, then again, it just brings me back to, I don't think a lot of things that I've done in the past for others actually really align with what I wanted. I just more like kept throwing myself up like a sacrificial lamb, but nobody's knowing that. Only I know that.
Right. Well said.
Only I have like me to be mad at. So that it crosses over because it's really more of just a critical skill that I'm learning and applying, but it's working in both professional and personal life.
I like it.
You know what I mean? I don't mean it's like a half answer, but it is true. It's helped.
No,
me,
that's
like,
a solid answer.
It's
an answer and a half.
You know, it's got extra. I'm very extra. Right, Kermit? Jeez. So yeah, but basically that's I would say that's about it. Though.
Solid.
Let's roll it right back at you too. Can I see the screen, please? Since I'm very bad at reading things and memory.
'Tis okay.
Oh, perfect. Gina, Mama Apps.
Yes, ma'am.
What is a highlight of 2022?
My highlight for the entire year is just a general personal growth, but I mean on every level, mentally, physically, emotionally, spiritually. Like I feel like I've delved so deep into all of these aspects, and talk about unpeeling an onion. Like
You've dived so deep that you literally brought another person back with you.
100%. Like to the point where Lo, who I've known since the day she came to this glorious, possibly flat, possibly speared planet. That's up for debate. It's for a different day. But literally, since that day, like I was a basket case. I kept a very solid facade. You would not know that I was internally a fucking head case, basket case, anxiety, ball of nerves. It didn't show very often, except for the people I love. My close little circle knew I was a fucking hot mess. But to everyone else, I was as confident, you know, do what you want, when you want, and, you know, strong, independent, you know, all of it. And I like all those qualities. But there's so much more to me that I didn't allow. I literally didn't. Thank you. I didn't allow it. And the biggest thing was telling myself that I couldn't do anything about my anxiety. My anxiety got crippling at times. Like, to the point where my GI, every itis you could have is mine, from the top of my stomach to the bottom. Like, I did that all to myself. And you could have never told me that. Like, hey, you can control that, lunatic. You know what I mean? Take a deep breath. There's things you can do.
And all those things that you built up that are causing you this type of, physical reaction is things you convince yourself that work for you.
Right. That was me. And that would be my answer. Like, that's just me. That's just how I am. That's how I am. That's how I am. Like, I think I told myself that almost to make it okay.
What was if you remember, do you remember the first instance where you allowed yourself to start making this change? And like, do you remember the first time, like where you normally would naturally do one thing, but you were like you just started this journey and you were not going to react, and with that?
Oh yeah. Like I overdrew the bank account. Okay. And in a past life, that would have been life or death. I mean, like literally life or death. Like, what did I do? Why did I do that? How could I allow that? Me, what did I do? I'm just beating myself up, myself. Shit fucking happens. Okay, it happens. Right. So it happened, and I call Lo, and she's ready for the planets to start colliding. Maybe whether they're next to each other or above us, I don't know. But anyway, they're wreaking havoc. But she's like, at the end of the conversation, she's like, can I just stop and like, holy shit, at the way you just handled that. And it gave me like like this, I know it's shitty, it sucks, but it's out of my hands right now. I can, I'll get there, I'll get it fixed. But yeah, it wasn't fake. Right. I believed like, well, if there's nothing you can do about it, let it go. And then it was just like, yes, like epiphany. So now I'm like in a solid.
What else can I do that?
Right. Oh my God, it's within me. Like, well, yeah, right. I can do this. I can. The whole time. Right. Stuff you hear, but you don't think it sounds crazy. Like, you're not in control of that. It's just, whatever. But life will get you there, and you grow up and you go through shit, and everybody goes through shit, and everybody has their shit, but how you deal with that shit and how you let it control you.
Right, how you let it control you.
Yeah, and I feel free. I feel lighter. I feel stress is going to come. Financial stresses are going to come. Like, that shit's all going to happen. It's life. But
you learned like a different way to cope.
Yeah.
And it's actually not even coping. It's just this whole bottom line of acceptance and facing the actual problem
and reality. And I got a roof over our head. There's food in the refrigerator. My son's happy and healthy. Like, I have to go through this. I'm like, wait a second. Like, this could be so much fucking worse. You've been through so much worse. Yeah. I've already been through the shittiest shit. So like, now it's just, well, there's another fucking shitty shit. There's another pile of shit.
This is huge. Like, if you would have asked me, there's just, how would I say this? Like you're introducing somebody to somebody, family, whatever it might be. And it's like, that there's something about the person you love that other people are going to see as like high anxiety or whatever. It's like, there might have been times in life where it's like you are with your family, your friends, your loved ones, and it's like everybody is actively trying not to get that to trigger on you.
Right. Right. That was another thing that I saw how much it affected the people around me. Lo, my mom, my husband, my son, like, I'm not helping anybody.
We're all like wanting to like, I don't want to say like walking on eggshells, but it's like dealing with temperaments and how you like love it, how you love people and how you understand people and how they want to be treated, what they, like always anticipating that. So, and because it was so overbearing for you, the anxiety, like it had a manifestation, like it was its own thing.
Yeah. And a bad energy to just like, circulate around the people you love. And I see it clear as day now, but you could have never told me that. No. But now I'll never undo it, and I'll spend the rest of my life improving.
I've seen it, and what most importantly, how it makes you feel at the end of the day.
It's incredible. It's incredible. It's so freeing. Like I can't even believe how trapped I was in my own brain, my own body. Like crazy. Whew, that was a lot.
I'm so proud of you.
Well, happy 2020. Thank you.
You guys don't know.
Cheers.
I'm just throwing it out there.
Yeah, I'm gonna be 50 this year, so that's how long this has been happening. Woo! Thanks, Mom and Dad. That's my fault. That's my fault. Okay, that was personal. So professional. Again, that would would obviously ooze over into everything I do.
We do.
But we started CNG Consulting this year. Right. So Carol Santella and myself, and I met Carol at the beginning of last year. Went on a couple different journeys together, but ended up realizing that we both have solid skill sets in different areas and want to kind of combine them to bring services to small businesses and entrepreneurs and So that's all coming together, and we got a little business page on LinkedIn now, and we're ready to meet with clients, and we're there, so that feels really good, and again, empowering, something, and another, little woman-owned business, it's just, that feels good.
It checks all the boxes.
Yeah, it just feels good. It feels
and
good.
Personality-wise, again, it's always nice when you harbor relationships, professional or otherwise, where there's a nice, healthy balance.
Yeah. Carol and I are very different, for sure. For sure.
Balance out very well.
Yeah.
It's great experience, both you having hands-on experience in so many different ways, but can actually put it together.
Yes.
To make something of it, and that's great.
Thank you.
How long you had the page up now?
Just a month, like almost exactly 1 month.
What is the page? Please plug yourself.
CNG Consulting on LinkedIn. Yes, I've probably already asked you to like it.
But this is your reminder.
That's how it works. Like, we need to support each other and be there for each other, and it's a lot of teamwork and networking, but it's fun and it's worth it.
I think it's great because you guys are tackling things that can apply for small businesses and greater. But it's a lot of times a small business or even a mediocre enterprise needs to invest a lot in employees to do the things that you guys are doing. It covers 4 or 5 different types of applications and job roles kind of into one outsourced system, and that's smart money for everybody.
Thank you. We're working on an article right now that we are dedicating to small business owners, entrepreneurs, and
so cool.
We're asking them about like a stressor they have in their life or business and how they handle it. And then we've asked 11 entrepreneurs, and we're getting feedback back, and we're getting an article together for probably next week or something. Fantastic. So we'll have that up too. But just a little tidbit from everybody, and we always go to our closest crew. We got a nice little crew of entrepreneurs that we just adore.
We've met so many cool people.
Oh my gosh!
Just idealists and humanists and
anyone that doesn't understand the value of networking, guys. It's where it all starts. You have no idea who you're talking to until you talk to them, and people come and go in your life, but if you find a solid group of just good people, it feels amazing.
Yeah, you are such a great strategist like that.
Thank you.
You have a wonderful rapport when you meet somebody, and identifying what their strengths are, what they're doing, and it like immediately fills a puzzle in your brain of how everything can be utilized.
Who can help who and how,
and like what could that look like? And it's true. So when you're delivering that, it's not hokey. Yeah. It's true. Like you can really, got
a little bit of credibility before you start.
Right.
Yeah, it's nice.
Sure.
It's
Definitely.
nice. Thank you. All right, our next little tidbit, number 2. All right, now opposite of that, we have to go with the highs with the lows, right? So what was a low that you learned from in 2022? And again, if there's a personal, professional, either or both, whatever you get.
So again, I was looking through these yesterday, and I'm like, it's like, oh my God, like, do I want to list all that stuff out, Lows that I've learned from is just, I probably more focused towards the end of the year. Like, I can't remember shit from like before. I just can't. Like, there's been so much has happened over like the last 5 or 6 months. It's like so concentrated in that,
Well, you've lived a year in like 4 or 5 months.
You really have.
For the most part.
What I'm going to say is that my greatest low is that I realized how much I have harmed myself by not asking for help from people I trust. Like it just enrolls in like into all kinds of facets, but part of like this transition and like this change that I'm trying to go through is like just deconstructing everything that I've built to like manage my life and challenging it. Like, so do I want to keep that or not? Is that working or not? But I do have a problem, like a big one, asking for help, and I get mad. Like I build up like this rage if I have to. Like I know I have to, but I still physically can't do it. Then I just become like this ball of like Italian fury. You know what I mean? And it's not healthy. So again, what I learned is that because I still have that thing, like I don't want to ask for help. I am learning now that I need to start changing the lifestyle so that I don't get myself in positions where I need help.
Well said.
Things that I'm comfortable, doing.
Yeah.
Or asking for. Like, how long did it take me to ask you to help with the guinea pigs?
Oh, it was ridiculous.
Like 2 months.
I live 52 feet away from her. I only got in the car because it was below zero. Or I would have walked. That's how close it is.
But it's
and she wanted to pay me to even ask me. She had to offer money. Like it couldn't. she couldn't do it. And I could almost like feel her struggling. I think they're going to cart
Yeah.
4 guinea pigs to a fucking hotel or
It was-
to her sister's house or like, please don't do that.
But like, I would have done it. Something in me.
100%.
I mean, I already had the reservation at the hotel for
Right.
these fucking guinea pigs, you know. But it's things like that. So now, again, because I'm still kind of awkward about it, it's just changing my life around so I don't get myself in situations.
Did that
where I
experience
know.
help a little? Like seeing how
I mean,
that all played out?
Right, like I don't know what I was expecting.
Fuck no, I'm not helping
Yeah,
you.
and I knew that was.
Take
I
your
knew
guinea
I
pigs.
wasn't expecting that.
Oh, good.
I just didn't. I think it's just the whole vulnerable thing. Like,
Sure.
it's really in your
Even
hands.
with me.
Help me, even with you. Like, I just.
And guys,
And
can
I
I
think-
talk about how much I loved this experience? Like I can't put into words. Jax and I are over there. I'm talking to them like I've known them for years. I mean, we had deep conversations. There's 4 female guinea pigs. I was like, ladies! You know, I mean, we had the time of our life. You wouldn't believe the stuff, guys. Don't tell her. Fantastic. They
Yeah,
ate like queens.
I think I you do it.
They
I do
ate
it.
like
I tried to
queens.
pre-bag it.
She's like, there's extra stuff down here. There was nothing extra.
there was nothing. Day one gone.
Nothing was left.
Day one gone. Yeah, like it's Lowe's. I mean, have I had Lowe's personally? Sure. I've once again found out, you know, ship bag number 17 is a ship bag, or you know what I mean? Like there's
Those
just
damn reality checks.
reality checks,
Fuck.
you know. But again, like if I really wanted to analyze that, I know who exactly is the fucking problem there, like allowing the stupid shit to happen like that.
And more learning. That's just
And
more.
more learning.
Like we
More
said, what
fucking
did you
learning.
learn from? What low did you learn from?
What did-
Not
yeah.
just what load you go through.
No, I mean, like,
Because the shit has to happen or we
Yeah.
don't grow. It has to.
yeah, lows are just feelings of what have I learned from every time I felt down or whatever. I know the reason
Yeah.
why, and it all kind of stems to these things that you learn throughout your life, subconsciously even, you know, and how to cope with things around you. And it's a really scary but exciting thing to just open that up and look at that in a real way
Yeah.
and just face it. Like, do you really feel that way?
Yeah.
Do you, you know, can you change that? Is it worth it for you too? What is it adding? What is it taking from your life?
Right.
So I've been really just kind of like deconstructing Lois, like,
Yeah.
you know,
Yeah.
last 5 or 6 months. I'm happy with what I find. I'm not
Very
mad at
good.
it.
No, very good.
Yeah.
Very good.
How about you, my love?
All right.
Okay.
So my personal low is definitely menopause. We've talked about that before. Like, holy shit, guys. I mean, we joked. Like, I've been trying to go into menopause for 10 years. Like, can I just not worry about getting pregnant? That's all I want for the rest of my life. Don't wish that upon your worst enemy, let alone yourself.
Came hard.
Yeah, and I was on birth control, so I think I was going into it without knowing, and my body just went nuts, like crazy nuts, like gaining weight like nuts, like crabby and sweaty and just like fucking hating life, but trying to stay positive because you gotta stay positive. But stay positive. It's a lot, and obviously I'm not even anywhere near the end of this, but mentally I'm in a better place, and I've got my body to stop gaining weight, so I'm trickling
It's so
back
hard
down,
'cause you're
but
not- yeah.
it's hard, and that, you know, mentally where that stuff does to you and how it makes your body feel. You're just all like, "Bleh," and you know, like just not digging life.
Yeah.
But knowing there's a reason why you're feeling this way. So, you know,
That's
gotta,
important.
yeah, not just like, oh,
No,
my
that's
life's
important.
terrible. Like, you know what I mean? It's not that, you know, you're going through something.
Right.
Whoa.
I
You're
just
going
don't
through
agree.
something. It's a lot. Okay, and then professional wise, we had talked about this a little. I started working with a company at the beginning of last year. Thought it was going to be awesome. Gave it my all for 6-7 months, and it just turned out not to be what I thought it was. And a lot of BS, a lot of lies that end up coming to truth, and I'm owed money still. So it's again a learning experience. Do I regret it? No, because I met some awesome people.
Yeah.
Like I met a handful of awesome people. Carol, it was through this journey, we were in this journey
Right.
together. So now we have our own little business together, and a couple other people that work there, I still am in contact with. They're going to be a part of the article next week. Like it's,
Yes.
so what came out of it? Blessing. Would I want to waste 7 months doing something that I shouldn't be doing? No, but again, a learning experience. A learning experience.
Well, I keep thinking about this. It's like, when we think about like, we don't ever regret, go through these learning experiences and things, but like we often underestimate like the exact situation we're in right now is only because of that certain events that
Right.
transpose. So
No, that's a good point. Very
the
good
butterfly
point.
effect is very specific. You
Yeah.
know what I mean? And
Yeah.
I actually do believe that in quite a few ways.
I absolutely do as well.
But you learned everything that you needed to learn for whatever's upcoming next.
Yeah. And
Yeah.
we'll definitely carry that with me.
Right. Right.
All right. Number 3, we only have 4 guys, so hang in there. Number 3 is, what is a goal for you for 2023? And if you have a personal or professional, either or both, whatever, but goal for this year.
For 2023, my goal is to not resign the lease for the townhouse. I mean, I'm balls deep into trying to like get our own place. Like, you know, I know it sounds weird, but it is something like, you know, I was married and I had a home and, you know, I have all these things and then everything's taken away and they're rebuilding. And when my marriage ended, I had nothing in my name. So I literally had no credit. Like go to the 450s. There's where you'll find me in the bush. Okay. Right. No, but over the last, you know, having the since I've been in Wisconsin, it's given me so much leverage to like slowly get things going to where I actually qualify now for my own home. And I just don't want to continue to be renting when I can have a mortgage and, you know, something to my own, our own, for our family. You know, so that is a strong goal. And it does tie in the professional thing, you know, as far as making sure that my job stays pretty secure with what I'm doing. I really like the project I'm on now. Hopefully they can keep us through that so that I feel at least like I'm doing
secure.
Something I like.
Good.
You know?
Yeah, it's important.
You know,
very important.
The only other goal I have really is, falls on the professional thing, is like I absolutely want to be a masseuse.
Yeah, you sure do.
You know, so it's kind of like underneath that, because just of where things are located out here, it's not close by. But once that home thing is secured and like everything is in line, like I want to do that.
That's awesome. I love it.
Yeah. How about you?
Literally exact same personal goal. Exact same. Guys, I've been with Reggie since 2010. At that point, I owned a condo on this lake in Illinois, and life is great. And, you know, then life happens and the market crashes, and, you know, then we're renting. We're out in Washington renting, back in Wisconsin renting, and we're the same as Low. We're in a townhouse we've outgrown for sure. I have a lunatic child. There's not enough room here for him. He needs like 12 acres to run on.
12 acres, like
12 acres. Not even just a backyard, like 12 acres.
Just to run it out every day.
Yeah, so that definitely personal goal. Get our family in a home this year for sure. We're making all the right moves. We're doing all the right things, working towards this goal. So we know it's going to happen for both of us.
Sure.
This is the year for that. Yeah, that feels good. That feels good.
You know, I want
it's time.
Back.
And we've sacrificed so much. We've all, as a unit, our close little circle here, so much sacrifice. So it's time.
You gotta hold back.
And it's going to happen this year. Yeah. You hear that, universe?
We have manifested you.
This is the year. Professionally, I just keep gaining clients for CNG, you know, making sure we're doing that. We had talked about the cannabis company we had worked with for 4 years. They're supposed to be bringing the warehouse out here to Wisconsin. So all that unfolding. And again, just working towards our main goal, which all of that just means getting into our house this year. So
exactly.
See how it all comes together?
Pretty bold.
Because if I didn't have to work, guys, I'm not going to lie. I'd be done. Lo would work the rest of her life because it makes her feel good. I'd be like, again, on a farm, playing with goats and feeding chickens. And that'd be my life. And I'd be so fucking happy.
Well, that's because you know yourself really well. I think one of the reasons why I'm like that is because I'm just like constantly learning about myself. And I put myself in these challenging things to like,
now let's be realistic. You are more of a people person than I am.
there's
I'm more of an animal person. You're more of a people person.
Opposite, yeah, for sure. Like that human face.
Yeah, like she waves to the dogs when she gets here. You know, I'd be like rolling around the floor with them.
Good to see you again. You look well.
I'll wave to the neighbors, but we're probably not having a cookout. I mean, maybe we will. I don't know. But not right away because I don't know those folks. Okay. Anyway, final one, and I really liked this question. I want to make sure I word it the right way. What advice would you give your younger self at age 25? So we're going back 20 years. What would you tell your cute little 25-year-old Lolo?
If I wanted my life to be completely different from where I'm at right now.
That was not the question, but go on.
It is, but it's important.
Just kidding.
But it is, teacher. I kind of mentioned it earlier. I would not be sitting here in this exact circumstance had I not followed the path I have. I mean, it's just mathematically not even possible. You know, there are things that I wish I had avoided that might have been more self-serving. I don't think they would have really changed my course of life because I've kind of always done things that I want to do until I don't want to do them, you know, but I probably would have eliminated at 25, I would have told myself like much earlier to kind of walk away from drug culture. That there
Toxic
was really,
people.
that there was really nothing, whatever I thought I was going to get out of that, there's just nothing there for that.
Sure.
Like I would have saved time. You know, I don't want to say get rid of the experience because it's completely.
Well, like you said, it makes you who you are.
I mean, it completely solidifies who I am as a person. But I think I would have wanted to jump ship a lot earlier and learn that lesson a lot quicker, than I actually did. Other than that, though, I think I've done a really good job. Just things in my core. I love how I know how to love. I don't keep that a secret. I share how I feel for the most part for things that I think are important.
Yeah.
So no, I guess I'd probably say like what would probably encompass and save all that was just like love yourself more. And if that was kind of a component there, instead of worrying about how this guy felt or this person felt, if that was more of a focal point, I would have still gone through the same things, I think, but I would have been able to leave them easier. I would have let go easier. Yeah. I had a hard time letting go of things because I commit to them so wholeheartedly.
Right.
Whether it's good or bad for me. And I really go through circles of things with that. So, that's where I'm at now because of that. But I would have loved yourself more and understand what that meant.
Yeah, right.
Just like not love yourself like by buying yourself and making sure your makeup's on nice
right.
and stuff. A little more deeper than that.
Right.
I'm quite deep.
I like it. True. I like it.
Yes, ma'am. And my Gina, what would you be doing? You're a 25-year-old.
Yeah, I mean, again, that was something else. That was a different, again, totally different person. I mean, night and day different person. I would 100%. My biggest one, and I wrote this down so I didn't even forget, is be easy on yourself. That would be my biggest advice to younger me. I still am, but was detrimentally hard on myself. I demanded some level of perfection or, whatever in my mind deemed to be the way it has to be. I demanded that of myself. And if I faltered at all, it was catastrophic. And all I did was just beat myself up and punish myself. And again, that'll affect people around me. But what I did to myself was detrimental. Is like the only word I could use. Just god awful.
I agree with that.
Yeah. So be easy. Give yourself some leeway, and we're all human, and that's okay. I also said I would start at a self-care routine earlier, and like Lo said, not getting pedicures and manicures and your hair done, like internal, like you love yourself. Not, I was confident as fuck. That's not the same. I'd walk into a room and own it. Everyone there would know who the fuck I was. That's not the same. You know what I mean? And it took me decades to know what like actually loving yourself means. And I'm still, believe me, I'm not there. I'm still working on it, but I get it. I see it. I understand it. So that would have definitely been advice. Like you've got to love yourself no matter what, and know you're worthy of that. So other people could love you the way you deserve to be loved.
Right. And who you are. Yes. Not what you felt. Dropping bombs.
Thank you. Okay. Be positive through the negative, which again, just another version.
Right.
You can control your anxiety, which we already talked about. Can in huge letters. You can do this. Yes. Yeah. And then the last one is you are beautiful. Because guys, the first time I felt pretty in my life, I was probably 29 or 30 years old. And I'm not exaggerating. Where I was like, okay, you're doing some stuff. I felt it, not just how other people gave me attention or how other people saw me, how I saw me. And again, that was a level I shouldn't have had to reach to, this perfectly little fit box of cuteness. Like it shouldn't have had to come to that for me to see a beautiful person. And that's what started me seeing that. And then it kind of grew in my 30s and into my 40s. Yeah. So we're talking, 3 decades where I was like, ugh, I didn't want to look in a mirror, excessive amount of makeup and hair just every day. You wouldn't walk out, but no one could look at me unless in my mind I looked perfect. Like, don't even lay your eyes upon me. I don't want your eyes to burn out of your head with my hideousness. Like, what I mean? It was all internal. Yeah. So I wanted to, oh man, that felt good to talk about. Holy shit. So like, whew, that was a lot.
It's a lot because it's
holy shit.
It has a great insight of what what we create for people to see and what we actually feel.
Right.
And
it shouldn't be two different things.
The stress that comes with that. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And I think part of that too is just, growing up and peer pressure and seeing how other people treat people, knowing that that's exactly how they talk about you behind back. And how much weight do you give that?
Right.
You know, some people just don't give a fuck. Like they're just born with this, like, I don't give a fuck button. You know what I mean? And
Oh, I
it
wish
just,
I had that.
you know,
And that's part of my
whatever.
facade that I pretend to have that. In a lot of aspects, I do have that. Not with myself though.
No,
you
no,
know?
we are not. No, it's
Right.
very hard on ourselves for
Yeah.
sure. Wow.
This was enlightening.
It was very enlightening.
More so than I thought it would be.
But
I almost cried.
again, like look at the hurdles, you know?
Yeah.
Amazing.
Yeah.
Amazing.
So what do you think about the rest of this year? So we started getting back to some interviews, start talking to
I
some
think
people,
so. I think we're
bring back
ready.
some of our LinkedIn entrepreneur friends
we're
and
ready.
introduce you guys. Maybe Carol can grace us. Carol,
Hello,
Carol, are you
Carol.
out there?
Hello.
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 She's so shy.
Cut this one thing. Hello, Carol.
So either you're gonna see Carol's face or we're just gonna slap a picture of Carol, but
Right.
we're gonna be talking to her.
I was a little
We're getting her ass.
I
But
think
yeah,
that's great.
we
I
wanted to
think
work
so
with some
too.
vets. We talked
Yeah,
about,
it's
working with some
big issue
vets
for
and
us.
helping get that message out there. There's so much to share in these communities that are greatly overlooked
I
and
think so.
very close to my heart and even more close to Lolo's heart, her daddy, so there's a lot to that, and we're gonna make it happen, guys.
I think it's a great idea. I think it's like we went through, like we've had some real hard months and just kind of changing everything around, and we can't, how can you like work with others if you're not working on yourself, right? So I think that's a great thing, and I know we love talking to people and getting their stories out, and I miss that.
Well, you know what we're very good at together is making people feel comfortable.
Yeah,
People that get on here and they're a little nervous and they don't know how to, what to think, and all of a sudden they're just chilling and they're having a drink and they're laughing and they're I know we bring that out in people, and that's really cool. And that's the biggest compliment we get.
Yeah, we know the value of like not stressing people out.
Yeah, just be yourself. We don't. What does that mean? There, are you a nun or a truck driving motherfucking? It doesn't matter. We accept you. We love you, and I hope we don't offend you. That's all we can say. That's the best we can do, guys.
If we do, we do.
We might. We might.
We'll show you how to get through that.
We will. It's mostly just sucking it up.
Gen X.
45 years, guys.
That's how many
there we are.
it's supposed to be together.
Oh, fuck's sake. All right, whether you are watching our crazy asses or listening to us, we appreciate you. We can't even fucking believe what just happened.
That's what it is.
But take that with you and have a blessed day.
Find your other half.
One love.